How to marinate your ribs for maximum flavor. A marinade is a wet mixture of herbs, oil and acid used to flavor meat. The combination of ingredients tenderizes meat and makes it more flavorful. There are hundreds of marinade recipes, but spicy and sweet flavors make for the best ribs. Prepare the ribs first by defrosting them, removing the membrane, and rinsing them. Then whip up a steakhouse, Asian-inspired, or coffee molasses marinade and cook the ribs. Make sure you plan ahead though. For the best results, you'll want to marinate ribs overnight. Step 1. Defrost the ribs completely in the fridge for 2 to 4 days. Before marinating or cooking ribs, make sure they are completely defrosted. The safest and easiest way to defrost ribs is to put them in the refrigerator 2 to 4 days before you want to cook them. Step 2. Defrost ribs in a few hours using a cold water bath. Fill a bowl or the sink with cold water. Submerge the ribs completely in the water in their original packaging or an airtight plastic bag. Add cold water as needed to keep the temperature around 40 degrees Fahrenheit 4 degrees Celsius. Using this method, the ribs will take 30 minutes per 1 pound, 0.45 kilograms, to defrost. Step 3. Rinse the defrosted ribs in cool water. Unwrap the ribs and run them under cool water. This will get rid of any bone bits or debris left over from butchering. Step 4. Trim the membrane from the underside of the ribs. The membrane is a paper-thin layer on the bone side of the ribs. Many times, your ribs will already be skinned of their membrane. If not, insert a butter knife between the bone and the membrane to create separation. It should come away easily, but use a sharper knife if it doesn't. Then, use your hands to pull the membrane off of the bones. Leaving membrane on the ribs will result in a tough, rubbery texture. Step 5. Rub the marinade into the ribs. Rub the marinade into the meat using a basting brush, spatula, or your hands. Cover all of the meat on both sides with a thick layer. Step 6. Put the ribs in a covered container and refrigerate them for 2 to 24 hours. Allow at least 2 hours for the marinade to absorb into the meat, or up to 24 hours for the most flavor. Keep the ribs moist by adding more marinade about every 3 hours. Always marinate meat in the fridge and do not reuse leftover marinade. Step 7. Grill ribs for a smoky flavor or cook ribs in the oven for a tender texture. Grill ribs over indirect heat for about an hour and finish over direct heat for 20 minutes until they are done. Or cook ribs at 275 degrees Fahrenheit 135 degrees Celsius for 2 to 2.5 hours in the oven. When the meat starts to pull away from the ends of the bones, you can start testing to see if the ribs are done. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe, like, and share.